just a day tip and they sway. The sword's been dulled, it's been locked away. The blindfold slips, revealing the game. Lady Justice, tell me, who do we blame? This isn't balanced, this isn't right. Who stole the stars from the flag tonight? Lady Justice, where are you now? We're screaming loud, but you don't hear a sound. This isn't the America I knew. Lady Justice, where are you? The gavel falls, but it don't make a dent. The halls of power feel broken and bent. Promises whispered and swept with the breeze. Truth gets tangled in the webs of greed. Blindfold torn and the swords in the dirt. The scales can't hold the weight of the herd. Oh, tell me, where did you go, Lady Justice? We need you so. Lady Justice, where are you now? We're screaming loud, but you don't hear a sound. This isn't the America I knew. Lady Justice, where are you? Lady Justice, where are you now? We're screaming loud, but you don't hear a sound. This isn't the America I knew. Lady Justice, where are you? Lady Justice, where are you now? We're screaming loud, but you don't hear a sound. This isn't the America I knew. Lady Justice, where are you?
Hi, everyone. So sorry. I'm checking my mic. I'm having computer problems after computer problems this evening, or this night, actually. So I sincerely appreciate everyone being so patient with me. But I think I have it all set, with the exception is I cannot type in reply to comments. So for whatever that is, I have no idea, but I'm here. So I'm going to check in with the chat. Hey, Nicole. Sees through. Watching you. Oh, if Heavy Metal Rehab is still here. Hello. We got the bird in the house. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. What do you mean you have nowhere else to go? But I'm happy you're here. I'm happy everyone is here. Yeah, Noe. I did mean 10. I tried to type my time zone in here, and then I had to switch over to YouTube. And hey, Deb. Good to see you. Hi, Indiana litigation examiner. Good to see you. Miranda, hope you're doing well. Dear, welcome. Uh-oh. I promise I won't delete my channel today. All right. Yes, I can talk. You are absolutely correct, Fiend. You got the brains. What movie is that from? Meet the Parents, right? I love that movie. All right, so I've checked in. Hi, everyone in the chat and the lurkers. Good to see you. So today I'm going to talk about the infamous, if you want to call it that, bench photo, the 126. And I'm so happy to see Noe in the chat. So I don't know if anyone's checked out my community page. but I had posted some photos from when I was at the trails. So on February 13th, Noe was very generous with his time and willing to take some photos for me, because what I really wanted to do is on February 13th, outside of remembering the girls, right? Really wanted to see if I could replicate some of the shadows. And I totally get it. A lot of things have changed, you know. Trees have grown. The bridge remained the same, and I'll show that in a minute. But I just wanted to get a good feel as to, you know, which way the shadows were casting. Because, you know, I struggle with this timeline, this, you know, in general, like I think a lot of us do, unless you're a guilter. It just doesn't make sense. And outside of, you know, being on the bridge myself, you know, and the fact that no one heard anything, it's just, after going to the bridge, was just mind blowing. I mean, anyone that lives in the Midwest area, I highly recommend taking a visit to Delphi and walking the trails, because pictures only can do so much justice to you know, the views, you know, surroundings, obviously, and the acoustics of the area. Okay. So I just, you know, Noe, like I said, took some photos, and on Saturday, which was the 14th, I woke up and it's just like I'm like, I have to go. I have to go. Let me just get this done, get her done. And I just hopped in my car, and Noe was very gracious once again to be my little tour guide, you know, after running into him at the bridge. So I'm really happy I went. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't as sunny, right? But I really wanted to look at just the area, like I said, and the benches, because he took some photos, and I'm going to go into it a little bit. I just, you know, can't figure out where this one, you know, before going, couldn't figure out where this 126 photo came from. So I am going to get started here with my presentation. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. Hi, Dirty Diana. Oh, Shivers. Shivers is here. Shivers in the house. So I'm going to get started. Let me just get right to it. All right. So what I try to do in this presentation is just walk through the different timeline, you know. So and this is going to the witnesses, right? The female witnesses, because I think they were detrimental to the state's case in the timeline overall, despite, you know, not identifying Richard Allen directly and identifying him by agreeing like a horrible photo. So this is where we're starting here for the purpose of this presentation. This is the 1225 photo where the female witnesses arrive at the Freedom Bridge. Okay. So Noe did a wonderful job replicating this. I now, after he took this photo, I'm like, yes. I mean, if it wasn't exactly 1225, comfortable, like this is around the time the girls arrive. Okay, and then this came out pretty bad here, but this is the snap, I guess, receipt, if you want to call it that, which I don't really consider to be evidence, but whatever. 1225 here. This is the proof that they arrived at the Freedom Bridge and took this photo. So I'm comfortable with 1225. I know that there was some, contradicting statements between Railey. I always want to call her Railey, and everyone keeps on correcting me, but Voorhies and Wilber. So moving on. Okay, so this takes us now on the, based on what was presented at trial. This is obviously the Monon High Bridge with the caption back, which is kind of suspicious to me, but at any rate, unfortunately, so no, we did try to replicate this, but I mean, the bridge is complete, like what I would say, quarter remodeled, refinished, or whatever you want to call it. So we can clearly see platform 1 here on the right. Noe and I like walked out, so like just for transparency purposes, where you see platform 2 on the left, that's pretty much where the new refurbished bridge ends, and that is right over the creek. Okay, and this is the receipts of the what is it, 12, is it 1243 or 1242? I can't see on my screen, but I'm pretty sure it's 1243. So this is the receipts, like I said. Okay, now this is where I struggle with here. So this is, as you can see, this is the famous bench photo, which is 126, hence the name of, or the title of this live stream. Okay. So here I have a Breann Wilber's testimony. Okay. And this is a direct examination. And I'm just going to start from the top. And so it was, I'll start at the first question, right? So, okay, I'm going to show you what marked, oh my gosh, I have one contact in, everyone, so I'm so sorry. Just bear with me. Long story. I'm going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 210. Is that the image you would have seen in media on the news? So what they're doing is they're pulling up the bridge guy photo. Okay. And she says, yes. And is that the image that you believe was the person that you saw on the trail? Answer, yes. Can you come down to the map and show us where the last picture was taken that you indicated was at 1:26 p.m.? Okay. I don't know where this exhibit is. Like, was this not an exhibit? I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe they should have had her circle it or something. But at any rate, the answer, it would have been about right in this area. She's pointing, indicates. Oh my gosh, this is really bad, guys. I'm so sorry. That because I think it's because in the back of the picture there is a green building with a green roof. Okay, so this is to believe to be the mayor's property, or some people speculate this might be another property, which is west of, well, if you look at, we're talking about the mayor's entrance, right? West, like towards the end of the trail, or towards where you get to Freedom Bridge. There's some structures out there, okay? But I believe this is, based on how I'm reading this right now, I believe this is to refer to as the mayor's property and the barn, I believe, on the mayor's property, okay? So anyway, so the next question is, okay, and can you see that in the back of your photograph? And that's what you use for reference. She says, yes. Okay. I personally don't see any green images in the bench photo where, one of the witnesses is holding a camera, right? And I'm going to show that in a minute, right? There's another photo that I have included in this presentation that we'll walk through in just a moment, okay? So again, going back to the question, which I think I already stated, but I'm going to repeat anyway. Okay, and you can see that in the back of your photograph that's what you use as a reference. Says yes. How long after the photograph of the bench so you're on this trail indicates. So they're pointing to this map. Says yes. And how long after your photograph with that building in the background did you run into bridge guy going past you? Answer, I don't know an exact time, but I do know that we were in the woods. I'd say around this area because it was still very woody. Indicates, just pointing, we weren't getting to the point where we could see the highway or hear it. Okay. And then I didn't include the rest, but essentially the next question is like, how much longer after you seen bridge guy? And it was shortly after, or I don't know. I don't recall, but anyhow, that's, this 126 is very, very important to the whole state's case. Outside, I think of, some people think the vehicle, Richard Allen's vehicle, could really put a damper in the state's case, and I agree with that. But I think this 126 time frame is also just as important. Okay, and that's why I really wanted to do this live stream. Okay, so this is an exhibit that was entered into trial. Okay, so I kind of showed you. Let me go back a little bit. That's this at 126. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but I cannot see a green building here. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see it at all. I know this is a really sucky photo. But it's just really not visible to me. Okay. And everyone, I'm not trying to ignore the chat. It's just I want to really get through this presentation. So I will go back. I do see the comments going through here, and it's great feedback. And I love the conversation that's going on. And I love Shabi's guy with the pencil. Anyhow, okay. So this takes me here. Okay, so I don't know if I don't think this was entered into trial. I can't see any. Maybe I'm blind, but I'm pretty sure that, I don't think this was entered into trial. But this is a photo that has been floating around for a very long time. And I found this, this one I pulled actually from T's Prezi. So thank you, T. But I've also seen this on Reddit, and I've also seen the Voorhies mother making a comment about this photo in the background. Okay. So if you look at this timestamp right here, it's, I know it's sideways, but I had to turn it that way. It shows here February 13th, 2017 at 1:26 p.m. Okay. To me, so this is why I really wanted to go out and look at the area. I know I don't even think this is a complete photo. It looks like somebody has been cropped out of this photo. So I believe this is the Voorhies girls, or this is Voorhies and one of her sisters. I don't even want to go down the rabbit hole again between the 3 versus 4 girls. But obviously, there's somebody, this photo is missing people, right? So let's go with the state's theory here. There's 4 people. Okay. I don't know if this is a selfie or not, or who's taking this photo. Interesting enough, you can see some shadows in here as to where, the shadow is casting, with her peace sign here and her fish face, which was a total thing. I've totally done fish face in 2017. I'm not throwing any shade at the girls here. So anyway, so there's a lot of questions I have about this photo because the bench looks a little bit different colored. And I'm going to go through some historical photos of the area. But it just doesn't match up to me of the other photo that we just looked at. This one looks, this one right here. I mean, it doesn't look the same. Look at this. I know you probably can't see me pointing here. But there's different trees and such, okay? Just different colors. So, okay. So this is, I posted this on my community page. Thank you, Anoe, for being a trooper here. But I wanted, so right here where this photo is taken is so where the Mirrors lot is, or the Mirrors, you could see the Mirrors building in the background. So let's say you're parking where the girls were alleged to be dropped off, okay? You are walking down this trail, all right? And then you get to kind of like crossroad here. I guess we can call that. Where you could essentially go left and you're going to go to the Monon High Bridge. You're going to go straight. You're going to run to the 505 and hang a left. You can go right, which is towards the Freedom Bridge. Not so long after you turn right to go towards the Freedom Bridge, this is the first bench there, okay? And based on the testimony that I just read, there was supposedly a, green roof, green building. I know this is not obviously all green, but in the background, right? And that was a point of reference that was in the testimony. But as you can see here, this the landscape behind Noe and I looks very different. Okay. I don't believe that this is this, if we look at the 126, right? This photo. Okay. So I'm going to fly through this again. Look at this photo. Yes, it is on, there's like an incline behind, and it is pretty steep, by the way. And yeah, we see that here, but it's just, it looks completely different to me. Okay. So now I'm going to move on to Railey Voorhies. Okay. So there's a question. Okay. And that you saw the man, you believe, the bridge guy, about here at 2:15, right? She says, yes. Okay. That is 2 minutes after 2:13, right? Yes. Okay. So the reason I want to include this here, because like going back to this 126 photo, right? Voorhies goes up and testifies, and she says that they ran into bridge guy around, what is that? What is it? So it says, and it's 2 minutes after, 2:15. She circles this here. Okay. So as you can see in this circle, and this is why I wanted to include this as well, is you can see a building to the right. Okay. And it's approaching the Freedom Bridge, right? Like, so the end of the trail, if you're departing the trail, right? And she writes down 2:15. And I understand a lot of people say, okay, I think she got the time wrong, this and that. But this is important. This is a very, because supposedly, regardless of the time, she's saying she is seen running into Bridge Guy, the guy that she identified from, the news media, the photos that were floating around. Okay. All right. So going back to where I was saying, so these are the two benches, right? So the first bench that is closest to the viewer here, that's the one that's right by the mirrors. Okay. This other bench is further down, and it is a lot. The color was throwing me off, to tell you the truth, but this is a newer bench. Okay. So this is not the same bench back in 2013. Okay. So this bench here, so what I did is I went through and it sees through is freaking awesome. I love you. You're going to have like a super wrench pretty soon. But anyway, sees through went through and helped me because I was going through all historical videos and I really wanted to see like the colors of the benches around the time, in 2013, or excuse me, 2017. Obviously the surroundings and all that. So this bench here was the closest bench to Freedom Bridge. Okay. So you can look, this is the same area. Look at this and look. This is like a couple months after the murders. Okay. There was a bench by Freedom Bridge. And if you look at the terrain behind this bench and the way that this bench is facing, it's not straight. Does that make sense? Like it does not look. Let's go back. Doesn't look like this area. And it definitely does not look like this area. So to me, I'm ruling out that bench. Okay. So here's another bench. Okay. And all these benches are the same color, by the way. They're all brown. And this is an opposite view of that same bench here. Look at this one. This one looks really familiar, doesn't it? Kind of looks to me like the photograph of the witness holding the camera, which I believe is Bree Wilber. I could be wrong. Okay, here's another bench. All right, so this is at the 505. Okay. The rabbit hole that I went down, took me to something where I was like, holy crap, seriously. Okay. Trying to change my view here. Nope. Okay. Guess when this bench was broken, destroyed. So this was pulled from a video. September of 2022. I think it was September 22nd, 2022. And to me, this is crazy. Like, I know I don't want to get like all conspiratorial here, but this is crazy. This bench was destroyed around the same time when the Richard Allen tip was discovered or encountered or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Trying to move this along. Sorry. Okay, so this bench is the same one. Okay. Do you see to the left of it? There's a tree right there. Okay, so this is we're going back to 2017. Okay. Right in front of this bench now there's a rail and it's a deep drop. Okay. That is where Noe and I also took a picture. And I couldn't figure out. I was going crazy. I was like, okay, so we take a photo and I don't see that tree, right? And I'm thinking, okay, it probably just, fell or something. But obviously it's what, 9 years later. So I mean, trees are gonna grow, trees are gonna fall. Okay. Let me change my view here. Okay, this is a little better. Same bench. You see the tree right behind it, how it curves like that? Look at the top of this tree. It's gone. But this is the bench that the I believe Bree Wilber's shot that was entered into evidence. Now, this video that I located from September 22nd, 2022. This is somebody that had just been to the trail and came back. So this person, to my understanding, took a trip and did some filming. And so this is my understanding that bench was not destroyed before that. Some more photos of this bench. Okay, so this, see the rail to the right? So I believe this video was from like 2022 or maybe even later. I'm sorry, maybe 2023. See how they made the repair right here to this bench? I wish you could see me pointing. I really do. But this was the broken bench. So again, look at this tree here. Okay. Let me go back here. I'm going to go way back. Sorry, y'all. Oh, let's go back to this photo. So this is, so where I'm going with this is I believe that the 126 photo was taken here. See the building in the background? This is not the bench as how it was presented that is closest at the time in 2017. It's not the bench closest to Freedom Bridge. So now the question is, why do we have two photos with 126, right? Because this bench here is, to me, a different bench that was taken per the screenshot, or not screenshot, the selfie of the two girls that is cropped out. So I don't know where that photo was taken, but it really does not look to be at the same location. But it's just crazy to me that this bench was destroyed right around the same time that that tip was essentially encountered or discovered. So I was just thinking, like, okay, what could cause this damage? To me, it looks deliberate. But I am not by all means any experts on collisions of trees or anything like that. I would think if that branch that broke off that is missing now from, the Bree Wilber photo that we just looked at, would fall down on this bench, I would think that the back of the bench would probably be broken. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. But yeah. Okay. So this is going to lead me to now with the shadow analysis that I was trying to look at based on what time I think the Bree Wilber photo was taken. Because obviously, two photos can't be taken at the same time on different benches to me. But if you look, say I have here this tree that's pretty much like 180 degrees angle here. The shadow is casting pretty much maybe a little bit to the right, but straight, right? We can agree that this shadow is not to the left of the tree, right? This photo here is Noe took this photo on February 13th of this year at 1:26 p.m. At the same location as the 1:26 photo that was entered into trial. Okay. Here's another one. So I'm going to go back here. I'm sorry, I did this all as a PDF, but let's just go ahead and look. I did a side-by-side. Do you see that straight tree here? The shadow is casting to the left. So to me, this photo was not taken at 1:26. So I think the big question is if we want to look at where the girls were on. Yeah, I agree with you, Shibby. I don't think it's the same bench. But anyway, if we go back to, let's see. Oops. Sorry, y'all. I went too far. This photo. I mean, to me here, it's 1:26. So to me, this is more reliable than this photo right here. Because if we go back here, look at this. This only tells us that supposedly this photo was uploaded at 1:26. So I don't have an answer as to where I don't have all the answers. I just have more questions. I'm just a curious person by nature. That's just who I am. I guess I question everything. But I think this should, like, a professional, whomever that may be, and I hope somebody did this by now, like really evaluated and did their own little shadow, analysis. Or hey, I welcome anyone to try to kind of figure out where the girls were on the trail. But I can tell you, they were not near Freedom Bridge. They were not on the bench closest to Freedom Bridge. And to me, they're on this photo and this photo and this photo are taken at different times on different bunches. I'm going to check in with the chat and see what people say. And I probably sped through that pretty quickly. I think I did. Oh, chat is popping today. Okay, so where should I start here? Yeah, Nicole doesn't seem green either. Yeah, I'm really curious if does anyone have this full photo? Because this is not like, to me, it's clearly cropped. So like, where's the rest of it is my question. And I'm curious if this ever made it in Discovery. My whole family has been sick. So I have like an unlimited stock now of ginger ale. It's pretty nasty in my house right now. A lot of people, like I think we just all caught a stomach bug, which I think was pretty good for me because I think I lost like 5 pounds. So it's probably all water weight. Okay, let's see. Hey, Big Fish. So, that's a good question. Is that water behind them? I first thought that, but I think a really good means to do a shadow analysis. So this bench is straight, right? I mean, like the picture is not, it's not like a straight shot where the bench would be like 180 degrees. But if you see underneath here, that's a shadow and that's gravel from the bench area. You can also see here where her hand is casting a shadow to the left, and so is the camera right here. So let's go back here. And I'm so sorry if my presentation was ADD. Okay, so right here, this is Mr. Noe taking the photo, right? So we're seeing his shadow. Also, like, why don't we see a shadow? Anyhow, but see, her shadow is casting in this photo. But the phone is not necessarily casting a shadow at the same location as we just seen in that other photo. And again, these photos were taken at 1:26 on February 13th. So any shadow experts, please step up. Please step up. Okay. Sees through says, hard to see, but you can see a building above hill top left, and there was another sister cropped out. Okay. So that's the third girl, right? That apparently, oh my gosh. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do the 4 versus 3 today. I'm not doing it because we'll be here for like another 2 hours. Okay, so going back to see-through's comment, hard to see, but you can see a building above hill up to the top left. And I think you're referring to, sorry, everyone, if I'm making you dizzy. Probably should have did better ordering job here. Just saying. This one you're talking about see-through? I think you are. Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't. I'm sorry. I really don't. I don't see a building. I don't know. I also have one contact in. Just saying. Yeah, that's a good point. Shivers. Like, it's no. So she said actually that she went to the down to the water, to the right of the bridge, which is impossible. I really think she meant left. But you know who says they did not go, does not even mention going to the creek or crick? That would be Breann. Doesn't say anything about going to the crick. Okay. So I did Photoshop this. Y'all, I can pull it up, but like I was trying to pull out like the shadows and all that. So this is like not the original photo that's circulating on the internet. And who even knows if that was not Photoshop either? If you're referring to like colors and stuff like that. I don't know if you mean like somebody placed something via Photoshop. Like I know Photoshop, you can do a bunch of stuff. You can adjust the colors and all that stuff. You can add people in it. Not sure if that's what you're referring to. But I do see like the shadow of Railey in here. You can see her, the deuces kind of casting on her sister's face. So Indiana litigation examiner says, also, I don't understand what the heck is going on with her hair. Black, red, what? Yeah, that is kind of weird, right? Maybe she has, maybe she has multiple color here going on. That part of the hoodie looks fabricated. The whole picture looks weird. Yeah. Oh, so you're saying like whoever photoshopped it used a paint program or something. Thanks, dear. If you're talking about the picture of Noyat and I. Hey, Snay, what's going on? Good to see you. Building green too. Yeah, I think they did say building green. I don't know. I didn't see any building that was completely green. I mean, we can go back. Let's go back. All right, and I'm gonna go up here. Okay. It would have been about right in this area indicates because in the back of the picture, there is a green building with a green roof. This is just crazy to me. Like, why are they talking about a photo that was not, I don't see any record. If they're referring to this photo right here, or whatever is, cropped out or whatnot, why isn't that photo entered? Because like to me it's deceiving. It means to look like it is, this photo. I don't know which photo they're talking about, so scratch that. Because I don't see any. I think I wish you could see my pointer. I kind of see a structure, but that could be like a tree to me, or like an evergreen or something, or even a shadow. Who knows? I know. Maybe I'm just blind, y'all. Just tell me I'm blind. Okay, so Heavy Metal Rehab says, geez, if people are going to try and cover up a murder, you would think they would use something better than what we have available. Damn right. C3 says, in my opinion, the photo of them on the bench in the background is the house further along 300 North. Okay. The photo of them on the bench. So them. I mean, there's 2 people in this photo right here. I can see it. Let's see. Let me take this comment off. You see, I think, is that Voorhies next to her? Sorry, I have to wait. Yeah. Maybe somebody has a better picture of this. Like, this is something that, like, this is an intro to this whole thing. Like, I definitely want to keep on diving into it and probably go back. But there's just something really suspicious. Just like, I don't know, you know, my intuition after reading the transcripts, there's something there that is not coming out. You know, I don't know what it is, but you know, the whole thing with the creek, you know, Wilber omitting that from her testimony whatsoever. The whole thing with the dog. I know I'm like fixated on the dog. I know. Just like the location of this bench is just not clear. Like, we're supposed to, I mean, if I was on the jury, I would probably be like, one of my questions would be like, can you please point out where this green building is? I'm just saying, because it's, I know that this is kind of like a PDF version of the photo. So it probably, the quality is not as good as maybe what was visibly seen at trial. And I also wish they would, like, what map are they looking at too? Because I don't see that being mentioned as an exhibit in the testimonies. That would be very helpful. Digital. I agree. Is there a single photo or video in this case that the state legitimately proved to have been taken? When and where and on which device it was taken? Absolutely. Like, this is just crazy to me. Just everything. It's just, and it's like somebody needs to do some statistics of what the odds are, like all these things that were, you know, that just like all the times being off, right? Like, just the vehicles, that, you know, just like, I don't know. There's a lot of anomalies here that I'm just like, what the hell? And when you add up everything, you add up the missing interrogations, if you want to call them that, like, just gone, the missing Marathon gas station footage, just like, what else was missing? I know I was supposed to do a live stream about missing, and I actually have a list here, but it's like a black hole. It legitimately is a black hole. Like, everything, all the evidence is just like nothing was preserved. And the coincidence of this bench in September of 2022 being destroyed and the tree being chopped. Like, what is going on? Like, it's like, it seems like somebody has deliberately not want anyone to be able to do their own investigation and run their own comparisons on things. And like, why didn't they do a drone footage right after the murders? So people, you know, it's like they did not want to preserve anything, I guess is what I'm saying. Nothing was preserved. Nothing was put intact. There's no data integrity. There is no, you know, image, you know, integrity. It's just like nothing. It's like a bunch of shit thrown at the wall. And let's see what sticks. That's my opinion. Okay, Shiver says, the path has been raised by a couple feet. Remember, angles will be different. Yeah, I agree. Like, but we were standing on the gravel here. So we were not on, when we did our comparison, you know. right? This was before. So we were like there. See how there's a bunch of gravel? We were standing there. So gravel to gravel. So I don't think we need to take that into account. But good point. Good troubleshooting, Shivers. Uh-oh, Shibby's getting jelly. Super Wrench approved comments. LOL, whoop-de-doo. Digital. Oh my gosh. She's on she's on a roll here. It looks like a Merker Shits bookcase. I'm just waiting for that thing to fall. Like, oh my gosh, what a disaster. Yeah, dumpster fire. Guess that bench. Yes, let's play that game. Guess that bench. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know where the one bench is, which is here, where that 126 photo was taken. But where the other photo was taken, I have no idea. I really don't believe it was taken at the same location. Something fishy's going on. Yes, this entire case is like a conspiracy. And again, it takes me so much to get to this spot, y'all. Like, I cannot even tell you. Like, conspiracies drive me nuts. I am like, but I do understand they do happen. You know, it's possible. It's just, like I said, I just went through some examples of like all the things that, you know, it's like everything has been destroyed and not preserved. And like all these weird events are happening around certain time periods. And it's like when you add all of those up, you know, if it's just one thing and you only like look at something just like the bench being destroyed, right? Like if nothing else happened in this case, I would probably say, you know what? Tree fell on it or some kid jumped on it and broke it. Like that would be my go-to here. But just the timing of 2022, September 2022, and that bench and that tree, like, destroyed or not intact, I guess is a better word. It's just crazy to me. I don't know. I think somebody would have to be really, really heavy fiend to sit on and destroy that bench. Like, it looks deliberate to me. It really does. Like, you want to look at it again? You can. Let's see. Look at the tree behind it. Where's the rest of the tree? Like, there's trees. Okay. One thing I noticed when I went there, there's trees laying everywhere, right? And that's like, fine. Like, leave them there. I don't care. It probably helps. It's probably like a natural, like, compost. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. Like, fine. It's like Mother Nature. Leave the trees on the ground. I don't care. But my point is, where's the rest of this tree? There's trees laying everywhere. Okay. Okay. Jer says, I was there in 2017 and last year in April. Love that. Love that month. And I was very surprised at how very similar it was to back then. Thank you for your comment. That's amazing. Oh my God. Shivers. You got to watch these people. Indiana law enforcement are slippery little suckers. One thing that I have on my list is, does anyone know when the CPS building was demolished? Just curious what year it was. because that's gone, right? Oh, another thing that I located, I didn't include this in the presentation, is I found, like, going through all these videos, and Sister, thank you once again for helping me, sending me some very, very nice links. Is one video was taken like within 2 months of the homicides, and there's a vehicle backed in at CPS with the door wide open. So it's not weird that somebody backs in there. I guess, more than one person has done it in a couple month, radius or time frame. Jamie, how are you? I'm so happy to see you. I really am. Digital says when you have to change your whole narrative, a few photos have to be redone and messed with. Yep, just another coincidence in this case. Like, if this is not deliberate, I swear, like, anyone that lives in Delphi needs to move out, because, like, this is like a bad omen. It really is. It's weird shit, man. Are you talking about the bench, Shibby? About the wood being different in the but I know I'm way behind. Sorry. Um, do Breann will be Wibby, excuse me. Do Bree and Libby both were wearing black Delphi sweatshirt? Well, let's look. I think so. I don't know. That's how bad my memory is. I've been staring at these photos all this time. I think, yeah, they were wearing a black. Both wearing black. Yeah. Looks black to me. And somebody next to her is wearing a black, it looks like a leather jacket. Is there, okay. Is there a time? Okay. So if you're referring to that, this is this. Okay. So this, which is again, mind blowing to me that they were allowed to enter this as a receipt saying 126 with a screenshot. And I know I've said this many times before, but like, I don't know what happens in Indiana, but I can tell you in Illinois, like, you, based on a civil matter that I was involved in, I could not walk in with screenshots. And like, they need, subpoena data, whether it's a phone company, the cell phone, a, data dump from your phone, or some forensics. Like, this is not forensics. This is not this, because in the crazy thing, look at edit snap right there. And I bet you if you go and because I know on your iPhone you can go in and adjust the time and location of a photo. I wonder if you could do that, then upload it to Snap, right? And then it will display the time based on your data and your photo. Like, I'm thinking it pulls from that, right? So, or it's just when it was uploaded. And by all means, I'm not insinuating that one of these girls like deliberately changed the time. I'm just saying, like, here comes, again, data integrity. The fact that this data can be manipulated, to me, this is the mere reason why, a phone should be extracted and forensics, on the phone, data forensics. Like, it's a whole field, you know. Like, people like study that, They don't all use Google either. Google searches to figure shit out. All right, I lost my spot. Okay. Let's see. I did hear Bree was supposedly up ahead of Riley, but the odds of them taking selfies at the same minute is weird, in my opinion. Oh. What happened to your wrench, Fiend? I didn't take it away. Oh, you're making a sandwich? I'm so hungry. I like have not had any food for like anything like substantial for several days now. Anyone else sick? There's something really nasty going on around. I won't even go into detail what I had to clean up yesterday from one of my sons at 2 a.m. But yeah, both of my boys have whatever I had, and I think I brought it back from Tennessee or Indiana, one of the two. Hmm. So Jamie does see a building, but not a green roof. I think I covered this already. Also, something very interesting at the end of the video. I believe it's the barn further along 300 North. It is shown on the video I sent. Cemetery to hike path. Okay. I would play it, but I am not going to risk getting a strike. I'm done with strikes, man. I am striked out. Can't tell you how many counterclaims that I've this year. It's crazy. Okay. Shivy says, I think she meant she walked to the right. Is there a fence to block 505 from Main Trail? I do not. Okay. Do you recall there's like a wired fence when I went, and Noe was very nice to point that out because I was walking in that direction. He's like, there's a wired fence there. And I'm like, oh shit. I couldn't even see it. I do need to get my eyes checked. I swear. I will do it. I promise y'all. Digital says, is that hair, wig, or hat? Good point. But you know what? I'm thinking back of 2017, and I'm pretty sure a lot of kids were, I don't know if they still do that, but they like dye sections of their hair at that time. I just recall seeing a lot of that. So like my oldest son is I think 22, and he was 12 around in 2017, like the same ages, or 12 or 13, the same. I just remember it was like the same age as Libby and Abby. So I'm just remembering, visiting the school for various events and seeing a lot of that. So I don't know if that's what that red was, but it's weird that it's the same color of the hoodie. Another weird, odd, if so. Thank you, Snay. Yeah, I'm feeling much better. So like I started the stomach bug Sunday, I think. Yeah, 70 days of lost interviews. And it like happened twice, not once, twice. It's like, at what point does this, like, can we just say like this is probably deliberate? All right, Cecil change. Okay, Cecil charged Libby's Apple health data, said he wrote it down wrong, not 231 and 55 seconds. He meant 2:13:54. Oops, 51. So that's interesting. Good. I must have missed this. Could that mean like all the steps and everything could be off too? Because it looks like he was keeping like a spreadsheet. It looks like it was all manual population of like milestones and certain events. Did he like swap something? Wow. It's like when you think the shit is bad, it just gets worse and worse. Yes, zero integrity in this investigation from the, all the way from the evidence to the, interviews to everything. Not collecting sticks. Like they need to watch CSI or something. Like it's like to me, it's like every like I know this is just TV, right? But like any like, true crime show, fiction or not, it's like whatever's touching the bodies is collected. Like it's part of the evidence. Yeah, I know that they paved it, but what I'm saying is where we were standing to take the photos was on the gravel. The gravel goes pretty far into like the pavement is like, so let's just pretend like this is how wide the trail is. The pavement is like half of that, maybe even less. Missing mixed hair prior to 2022. Yeah. I think we need to subtract 54 minutes off everyone's time. That's confirmed by the Harvest Store video. So Matt, hi Matt. He says, so where are the extractions from those girls' devices? Never mind. I know the answer. Yep. Who doesn't extract? Oh. No squirrels in Indiana. I never see squirrels running around the trail. You know what? I did not see any squirrels actually, Shibby. So you would not like the trails. Okay, 2018. Thank you, See-Through. Thank you. LE's narrative was fluid all the way up through trial. Yeah, like the fact that they didn't even figure out how many cars that Richard Allen owned, the same make, model, year, like were in that area until trial. Like, what the hell? Which tells me they didn't identify the vehicle, because if they identified the vehicle, they would have known the answer to that, and they would have found Richard Allen, if that is his vehicle, a long time ago. Because one thing the FBI does very well is identify vehicles and track vehicles. So that's bullshit. And I don't know why the defense didn't get an expert to say what the vehicle was, which tells me that no one could identify the vehicle. I know I'm going in circles here. Yeah, it took 8 years to test one hair, but only 6 months to build multiple baseball fields, playgrounds, and concession stands to keep that money flowing in. Yeah, and there's something going on, I think, with the whole water department in Delphi. I'm just saying. Like when I was looking at the financials from the county and city and also the townships. Like, they got a mess going on over there, but there was like a big discrepancy within the water department. But I am not an accountant. I'm just a person that asks questions and looks at weird, like something that doesn't make sense. Shibby says the timestamps are then saying they saw someone. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, this is so imperative to the timeline. This 2:26. Because supposedly they saw somebody after 2:26. And it's important because, like, from so based on a lot of the videos I watched and other analysis from the mirrors, like the connector trail, I guess we could call it, or the mirrors, the crossroads, crossroads of America. No, I'm just kidding. It's like 15 minutes to the Freedom Bridge and like 5 minutes to the Monon. And I think that's if you're walking an average pace. Like, every second in this timeline is so important. And to not know where this bench is, to me, or not even, I don't know. But I'm really interested to know where they pointed. And why didn't anyone have them write this down? It's beyond me. I know I'm being redundant and bitching. I sound whiny, don't I, today? I'm just had it with this. It's like scientific. Yes. Science. Oh. We need a shadow expert. Because those shadows do not look the same. I'm sorry. They don't. Okay. As if teen girls taking photos wouldn't catch a creepy guy in background or his back walking away. How about what about the car that David McCain supposedly caught in the background? I would love to see that. Jamie says this case literally made wearing masks to handle DNA by ISP a requirement. We wore masks in Bio 101 in the early 90s. Yes. Oh, goodness. The shitstorm. Just when you think it can't get worse, it does. Like, everything. What in this is, like, based on the trial, like, what evidence matches up? Or what answers? Like, I'm so, like, how the hell this guy got convicted is beyond me. This is crazy. Like, no one pointed him out. Noe did say that to you. Oh, okay. Noe did say that to you, but can you duck under it? I don't know what you're talking about. I probably missed a comment here. Oh, so Jamie sees a building, but it isn't green. If it is a building, it looks brick. Well, that rules out the shed. Because there's a shed around this area, but like so west of this bench, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So that is definitely not brick. And that's way closer to the Freedom Bridge. And again, it's like Nick wanted everyone to believe that they were by the bench that exists by Freedom Bridge. And that is not the case. It's not. Yeah. No, yeah. No, you only get promoted. Yeah, exactly. Just promoted. It's like you know that movie Office Space where um like oh, I forgot the exact scene or the exact quote, but he's like going there, basically saying he sucks at his job and all that. And they're like, you're management material. So true. That is Delphi and ISP in a nutshell. Office Space. Yeah. As if Cecil is writing those times and not copy pasting them. Does Mullen remind anyone else of the boss guy from The Simpsons? Kind of, yeah. Yeah. But it's like more gray, right? More gray in the hair. Like silver. Okay. 3 CSI experts combined 60 years of experience thought that 15 branches we know the guy touched are not good for evidence. Yep. Well, they did collect them, but they to me, I think they collected them, but I mean, the evidence, any potential evidence on the sticks, in my opinion, would be destroyed, you know, or not be as strong. Mm. Or be diluted. I don't know. There's a word that I can't think of right now. So, no, he says satellite was available too. They never bothered. And they gave the phone back to the families. Bonner waited until October 27 to do full extraction. He had Libby's iPhone on February 15, 2017. Yep. He didn't do the full extraction. Heavy Metal Rehab states, I am convinced either Nick or he had someone watch YouTube during trial. We would all be talking about how the narrative changed and the day Nick would fix it during trial. Good comment. C3 says, what I find odd is nobody drove down 300 North between 1:30 to 3:30 with a dash cam in 2017. If they did, it would probably have the wrong time. Just saying. Uh, that is a good point. Betsy Blair was there for hours. Did anyone see her? Yeah, I don't think anyone did run into her. Jamie says, Fishy Osbrook says there is camera data from the businesses and Discovery Defense says it exists, but they didn't think it was important at the time. One thing that I can say is by, taking that drive, which I have a couple lives that I did while I was on the trail. But when one of, I think it was the live where it was from the cemetery where I drove around, and I mean, to me, it just doesn't make sense that Richard Allen would go through town. It just really doesn't. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so in Hannah litigation examiner says, water department, how about all the money flowing in constantly to repair and clean the cemeteries? Never seen such nonsense. I know. I think it was 60,000 for to maintain the cemeteries or something like that. And then don't even actually, I'm gonna say it, I don't care. Nick's was it his dad was on the payroll? to like paint fences and stuff like that, who at the time was a convicted felon who owed restitution to the fire that he started and didn't pay that back, may I add, but was on a township's payroll and receiving public funds. Like, why isn't anyone like screaming about that? All the locals here. Where's the accountability for that? Fishy, the defense said it was too much to go through, but it exists or did exist when they had it last. Uh-oh. What do I have filtered? I'm telling you, Shibby, I'm behind. I'm sorry. Trying to catch up, but I keep on like digging myself a bigger hole. Yeah, send it to me. I'll show it. Let me make sure my phone's okay. Oop, that's me. All right, hold on. I'm going to share this. 1 second. I wish I had an Apple computer. This would be so much easier. Just saying. That's on my wish list. See how my chair just spins when I do nothing? It's spinning. All right, hold on. Where did your email go? Uh-oh. I think I lost it already. See through. Sorry. Hold on. It's not loading. Weird. Like my emails are all out of order for some reason. Let's see. One minute, please. Oh my gosh, can you send it to me again? I like lost it. Sorry about that. Let me see if it's in my trash. No. Okay. If you could send that to me again, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to it. Okay, Jamie says, forget it. I saw no building. I definitely didn't see a green building. Basically, whatever it is, it doesn't match up with the green building with the green roof. I agree. Yeah, I'm not. Let me know when you resend it. Oh. There is no photo here, see through. Oh, that's Shibby. Shivers! You're such a dick. Oh, here we go. Okay. Is this the photo? This is probably the easiest way I'm going to be able to do this. Because I can't. Oh, save to my camera roll. Okay, y'all, I'm not a boomer. I'm just saying I am acting like one now. Okay, let me move this over. Okay, I can grab it. 1 second, y'all. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing this. Yes. Green building, green roof. Okay, I must be colorblind. I am not seeing green. The one closest is like, to me, gray. And then the building next to it looks like a barn, which looks like either brown or like red. And the top looks silver to me. Y'all, am I colorblind? I'm totally okay with being colorblind, by the way. I was never diagnosed colorblind, but I'm not seeing the green. I would love for it to be green so we could put this to rest. But like, so this house is like close to the beginning of the trail. Like once you enter into the woods, which would not match where that bench is. Noah, do you remember this building that we're looking at? Do you think it's do you remember it being like a green roof or anything like that? If you're still in here. Oh, he's not. He just said, I love your presentation, but gotta go. I'm getting ready to play some chess. Good night. Good night, Noe. Trying to figure out where I left off. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster. Okay. Jamie says they collected the branches on Thursday after the crime scene was compromised. Ridiculous. Yes, they did send the phone. Okay, and then here's another thing about the phone. Why did the defense sign off on the chain of custody? Like agree to chain of custody? Because that phone traveled a lot of other places that was on that sheet of the chain of custody of the phone. And it traveled back to the family, is my understanding. Didn't see that on the chain of custody sheet. FYI, everyone, if you're not checking your comments on separate device, I bet half aren't showing up. Uh-oh. No, I'm not. I can't even, let me see if I could type now. Nope. I'm typing, but nothing goes into my comments. Oh. Shitstorm over here, too. Yeah, I didn't do anything to the chat. I don't think I did. Yes, you did, Shivy. He sent it to the right email address, too. Do you know what it is? It's getalifedick@iCloud. See-through says, and it's a red barn with green roof, green or gray. Okay, LOL. I wish I could do a poll right now. Like, what color is that roof? To me, it's metal. I remember, I think I know what this, so if I recall, I'm going off of memory, this barn thingamajig is open. like, I know we see a door here, but like to the right of the building, like kind of by that tree, like that. So it's facing northwest, I guess. It's an open area. Like it where you could, I think I recall like looking at and be like, oh, that would be a cool hangout. Like it looks nice in there. Like it's not a barn anymore, I guess what I'm saying. It's like an outdoor area that is, it's enclosed on one side, but it's not on the other. No, I think it's very possible it could be it. Like who knows at this point? Like seriously. But I'm saying those are two different benches. Like that to me, I don't know a lot, but based on my analysis, I do know, like, I believe that those are two separate benches at the same 226 timeline. So the Mears barn is like red and with a green roof. That's what I recall. And I believe it was like that in 2017. Um bench. Bench, please. I think I am caught up. I'm sorry if I didn't get like apparently I can't see all the comments for some reason. Um so other observations just briefly, like I said, it's really quiet on the bridge. I was able to hear animals like critters or whatever, maybe squirrels, shippy, who knows at this point. Moving around, I could hear the creek, like the movement, the current of the creek, the water moving. I can hear the highway, which is interesting because one of the girls testified that they couldn't hear the highway at that point, but I know sound travels differently based on different environmental conditions, but I could hear the highway from the bridge. The highway, what is it? The Hoosier Heartland, which is Indiana 25. I could hear it. The trail to me was a lot smaller than I envisioned. When Noe and I were there was only one. We saw two couples. One, probably I would say an hour into being on the trail, and then we saw one jogger. It was not Betsy Blair because I do know what she looks like because I went to trial that day where I was sitting kind of by Fiend. But anyway, and then we saw a couple were going back to our vehicle and they were just getting on the trail. I was kind of freaked out because like somebody had parked right next to my car. Like, who is that? But that was it. That was it. And we did walk down the 505, so I have that on my live as well. What other? Does anyone have any questions for me? Yeah, this was crazy digital. I agree. A photo of Libby was at her own funeral was found in her iCloud. So that had to be synced up. Is that why Fiend wants a wrench? Caesar Doolin. Doolin. I like how you spelled that. Told them to get them on the 15th, but Paige and Datsman weren't sent out by Olehi until March 3rd to get branches. Branches were left out in the elements for 18 days. Wow. That photo of Voorhies and her sister is not what she looked like in 2017. She was tiny in 2017. I have her 2017 school photo. Let me know if you want me to send it. Yeah, that would be nice. If you could please send that to me. That's interesting. So who's next to her then? This photo kind of looks like it's taken. Oh yeah, she probably had to move the camera down to capture her sister, I'm thinking. CSI, what is this? Berg Run. Oh my gosh. Shibby. What is this word? Is this a person? Begrudgingly went back to get the branches on March 3rd. They told Baldwin they were a waste of time and would have left them there if they had to do over today. Yeah, it was a waste of time because you fucking waited till March 3rd. Excuse my language. Doofus Doolin. Yes. What you laughing at, Bean? No, I was kidding. 100% true in their testimonies. Where do I send it? I would love to type it in here, but I can't. So it's on my my email address is on my YouTube channel. But it's get a life dick, like all one word, at iCloud.com. And full disclosure, like when I set up that email, my whole concept, because I wasn't doing YouTube at the time, I wasn't a creator. So I was like, dude, if you find this email address that I have registered my account to, then you need to literally get a life. So that's why it's and I just never changed it. Kind of stuck with me. There is also a photo of Voorhies sitting on a platform on High Bridge few days after February 13, 2017. Thank you, Shivers. I think I got through the chat. Like, if anyone has any questions, speak now or email me. Y'all have my email now. Put it back up. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy I went to the trail. I did try to go. So I went to that one court date and I went to the area, but I was like kind of creeped out. It was overcast. It was like getting dark at the time. It was like November, I believe. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to go on this trail by myself. But I really wanted to look at that cell phone tower. So I was curious if like maybe it had a camera or something on it. So anyhow, I didn't go on the trail. So I'm happy I got to go and had a great tour guide with me. So I appreciate Noe. So everyone, please say thank you to Noe, especially for, trying to, or to recreate those photos at the same time on the same day. So that was very awesome that he did that. So he actually went 2 days in a row. So it was great to be out there. I mean, unfortunately, I wish I'd never wanted to go there because I wish that this never would have happened to these girls. Period. So yeah. No, I didn't go to the crime scene. I didn't. I don't know. I didn't want to be like trespassing. And I'm not judging anyone that has, because we have great content from people that have gone there. And just like circling back on the videos that I was able to watch, thank you once again, see through, like how important. I'm so happy that people did record all these videos, because at least we have something to reference back. It may not be ideal. We definitely would like the investigators to preserve and take, to know what the fuck bench these girls were on, and stuff like that. But where am I going with this? Yeah, like I'm just, it's important that we continue to make content about this, and especially in 2017. So it was nice to have something to refer back to about these benches, because let me go back to, hold on. Okay, this one, I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking for a bench this color, right? But this is a newer bench. So if I didn't have those videos, I wouldn't have dug down and found that broken one. So apparently they were all brown at one time, and there's now a missing bench. So, or they just never placed that bench in the same area again. Oh, thank you for sending that. I'll take a look at it after this live stream. I do want to do a follow-up on this. Just to walk through. Maybe I'll try to find a shadow expert or something. I don't know why my light keeps on going in and out. I'm sorry if that's driving everyone crazy. I'm using a new camera today also. So yeah. Well, I thank everyone for joining me this wonderful night. It's what's today? It's Thursday. So tomorrow's Friday. Sorry, I've been sick like the majority of the week, so I lost my days here. But thank you for joining me. This was a wonderful chat, and I'm happy that y'all are with me. And I hope everyone has a wonderful night. And I'll do another video soon. Thanks, everyone. Good night.